So yo, what is up everybody, and today we're going to talk about a $500 PC. So, before we get started, I'm just going to give you a disclaimer that we don't have to get the same exact aesthetic parts, so that way it doesn't affect the performance. Doesn't matter if you have RGB lights and other stuff within the components you have, it's not going to affect the performance, so don't worry about that. The CPU we're going to be using is a Intel i3 10100F, and I picked up off Amazon for $64 used, and it has 4 cores, 8 threads, 3.6 GHz base clock with a 4.3 GHz boost clock, and it's a good bang for your buck CPU. The Intel i3 in the last couple years turned to suck compared to the big ones, which is a totally different story. The motherboard I'll be using is a GIGABYTE B460M-DS3H, which I picked up on eBay for $50. It has NVMe SSD support. I forgot to mention that both the CPU and the motherboard is RGA 1200 socket, which is nice, which you can upgrade to any 10th or 11th gen Intel chips out there in the market. The RAM I picked is the 16GB, 2 sticks of 8GB memory at 3200 MHz is the silicon power that I got from Amazon for $38, and it performs well with the parts that you'll be seeing later down the video. When it comes to how it looks, it's black, so goodbye green and blue PCB RAM. CPU cooling I'll be using is a Intel stock cooler, which the black one that I had in the stream broke off because one of my siblings just threw a toy and one of the fins come off, so I can't be using it. But when it comes to the one that comes with the CPU, I swapped out the gray heatsink, and then I put the black one that has the broken fins. I swapped it out so that way it looks way better than having just the one that comes with an i3. So the SSD I'll be using is a 256GB NVMe, but sadly it's not repeatable, so you guys have to find in the description below. Thank you for the 3Game specialist over at Java.gg for giving me this for $5. He poured it from a HP Prebuild and it has Windows 11 inside of it. So I decided to wipe completely and install Windows back to 10, upgrade from the previous OS to the one I have before, and I don't leave the HP stuff there. The power supply I'll be using is a Enermax CyberBronze 500 watt 80 plus bronze rating that I picked up off Java for $34, and it's never been used, and it's brand new. And it's not even the best power supply, and it's not even a tier A or tier B list. So the first one is the lack of testing or people having bad units. Buying a power supply like this doesn't mean it'll blow up immediately, so it will last a few years at least. I'll find a better power supply unit in the description so you guys can check it out. The other kind of storage I'll be using is a 1TB Western Digital Caviar Black. I have it lying around for a few months now, and I'm gonna value this for $5. Like I said, I'm gonna put some other hard drives I can find for a good price in the description below. The case I'll be putting everything in is a Rosewill D100, which is a SPECTRA D100. I bought from Newegg for $60 at the time I streamed on me building a computer. When it comes to it comes with a 4 fan, which is 3 in the front and 1 in the back, which is actually RGB, and it has a button on the top of the case which you can change the colors. The last and best part is the GTX 1070, 8GB from eBay for $130. After shipping and taxes, it's almost $160, which you guys can find a bit cheaper price total for a GPU like this than me. As to that, GTX 1070 is an early variant, but don't know exactly what brand owns the variant of the GTX 1070. But everything in the test Sega SSD for all the games benchmark you'll be seeing a 1TB silicon power Sega 3 SSD, which is not going to be in the PC I use it for selling over at Java. But that SSD will be using it for future PC builds I'll be selling on the YouTube channels or my new computer flips, I'll be flipping for profit. Now here's the performance. Here's the board spec and price. And this computer is really good for 1080p gaming, but if you're not 1440p, then you gotta lower down the settings, unfortunately. I also don't have time to test the 1440p games unless I have a bigger graphics card, like the RTX 3080 or whatever it's called. So yeah, and this is really good for the parts, but I hope you have a good day. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the notification so that you don't miss any of the videos. So yeah, this video takes a lot of work, so make sure you put a lot of thumbs up. So yeah, and peace out.